Hey guys, what's going on here? Limit Line Studios for another video. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day. Christmas came early. Let's just start there. So as you guys know, this is my current setup, right? I have the Moza R5 and then the SRP light pedals with the KS steering wheel, okay? Now I did some research. I went and did some calculations, right? And I've owned the R5 bundle here for about 9 months. Now the KS steering wheel is not part of the R5 bundle, okay? But I've owned the R5 bundle now for just about 9 months, okay? And I've been doing some thinking, some digging, and I decided to go and upgrade the system, and I'm going to take you guys along with me. So, now what you're asking is, well, what'd you get? So, let's make that happen. Let's see what I got. And this is here what I got. So, what did we get? I got the R12, okay, by Moza. It's their direct drive. She's thick, okay? 12 Newton meters of torque, and this thing is unbelievable, okay? It weighs a ton, it's massive, and it speaks volume the minute you put it on any table, on any rig. It speaks a lot of volume. So I got the R12 and I got the SRP light pedal, or the these are the CRP2 pedals, whatever, okay? With the clutch and the accessory kit, all the brake kit, to do different dampening, all sorts of stuff like that, and I'm in love. I'm in love with these pedals. I'm also in love with the R12. How these things look are fantastic. Now later on in the video, I'll demonstrate how these things work. We'll throw it on the rig, we'll do some laps on ACC, and we're gonna play around with this for a little bit, and I'll show you guys, and I'll take you guys along with me, okay? So, we'll start off with the R12. The R12 like I said, is a 12 Newton meter direct drive. It has got the quick release, the brilliant quick release thing with Moza. I am a Moza fanboy. I like my Moza, and how they interpret and how they do this is absolutely amazing. So they have the quick release, okay, for the wheel. And this is the V2. This is not the V1, this is the V2. There's one's a Bluetooth thing that you can do like over the Pit House app. The other one is, this one here is capable of doing that, and the other one, the V1, is not, okay? So just for clarification on that. It's got your basic mounting, okay? Your typical Fanatec, copyright mounting points, but there's nothing wrong with that. It works, and it will mount to any rig out there, so you don't have to worry about that, okay? On the top, it's got the, holes for the dash. It's got you can put up your display dash and it's got the mounting for that. And I don't have that yet. I keep going back and forth if I want to get that yet. It's just, I don't know yet, because I want to change the wheel, and if I go to change the wheel, then I'm going to get a wheel with the screen, right? I'm going to get one of the Moza wheels with the screen, but I don't know what I want to do yet, okay? On the back, it's got your hookups for your pedals, your shifter, the dash, all that. It's got all that planted right there, and this bundle comes with all the cables, all the hookups for this, okay? And it comes with all the mounting screws for it as well. So that's really nice that they give you that, and it makes it super easy to mount, okay? As long as you can hold the thing for a little while mounting it, because it's heavy, it's super thick, and this thing, yeah, it's amazing. It really is. So that is the R12. We'll dive deeper into this when we start using it on the rig, and we'll talk about some setups, some everything with that, and go over that. But that is what the R12. That is the R12. Now going from the R5 to the R12 is a massive difference, right? So the R5 has got 5.5 Newton meters, okay? The R12 is 12 Newton meters, and I originally was looking at getting the R9, but I'm the type of person that if I'm gonna go big, I'm gonna go big. I believe the R12 is the perfect base for racing GT3, GT4 cars. And I do that a lot. I love I love racing GT3, GT4, okay? So, I believe that the R12, after doing some research, is the best direct drive base out there for that exact thing. As far as Moza's lineup go, now you have like SimGrid and Fanatec and all the other brands that are out there, and they have their own piece for whatever, right? Their smaller level, their entry level, their immediate level, and then then they start getting bigger, and this is where this lies, is this bigger rig, right? It's huge. It's definitely big. I can't get over the fact of how much it weighs, and it's obnoxious. It's super obnoxious. So that's the R12, and I'm really excited to play around with this. All the functionality in Moza Pit House, all that kind of stuff, the tuning and adjustments that I can do with this, where I couldn't do with the R5. I'm so excited to mess around with this, and I can't wait to take you guys along with me for this, because this is going to be a really good time messing around with the R12. I am mounting this with the KS steering wheel. I love the KS steering wheel, and that's another argument of mine, is I don't know if I'm ready to give up the KS steering wheel for a steering wheel with the screen yet. But this is not a review about the KS steering wheel. This is about the R12 and the CRP2 pedals. Okay. So with that being said, we're gonna move over to the CRP2 pedals here. I'm gonna let you guys know that I did get the accessory kit, and that comes with a bunch of different dampening pieces, plastic, rubber, springs, all sorts of stuff. And when you do buy these, the clutch is not included. It just comes with the gas and the brake here. The clutch is bought separately, but when you go and buy the CRP2 pedals with the gas and brake, it already does come with like a little box, and that is for the whole dampening side, and it has a really good layout of instructions on how to like set up your pedals and what where they should be, and and then you can just adjust and play around with it afterwards. But when I followed the piece of paper and put in what they would recommend for GT3, GT4 cars, I couldn't get the thing pulled back in order to get this pin in here. Now, now you can't see that with the kick plate, with the heel plate being there, but it's got this little pin here, okay? And this little pin, it's super difficult. I don't know how much, it's super difficult. So what you have to do is you have to press this in, okay? And then when you press that in, then you also have to have your third hand to go and reach up and pull this pin out in order to get this out. Because I'm like pushing on it, I'm pulling on it with both hands, and then it's like, so how in the world do I get this pin out? And it's an absolute nightmare. If you can't, I would suggest going and getting some help and getting them to help you at least pull the pin or push it, right? It really was a struggle to get this pin set in place, and then that was an absolute nightmare. So the CRP2 pedals are your sensor loaded or whatever, and they're not like the SRP lights, right? And so these are gonna change the game forever. Now, originally I was just gonna buy the pedals and keep the R5, but people have been noticing issues with Pit House and with the Moza Pit House software not talking correctly with the CRP2 pedals, and and so that's why I went and moved up also to a bigger rig here. Okay, the CRP2 pedals, I have to say, are gotta be the heaviest freaking thing I've ever seen in my entire life, and they are no joke. Everything is like reinforced to hell. There are some adjustments in their marketing. It does say toolless adjustment or toolless whatever, and it yes and no, right? Yes and no. there are a lot of things that you still need tools for. When you put these things together, when you mount them, you're going to need tools to mount them, of course. So, you know, to do the back, to do the adjustment on the brake, you're going to need the 2 Allen wrenches that they give you to adjust this back bar here to pull this out in order to get this thing to peel back, because it's an absolute nightmare if you don't do that. It's an absolute nightmare. And so getting that to peel back without adjusting this, I don't think I could have done it at all. I really don't think I could have done that at all. So that is another thing. On the clutch, this is super cool that they do with the clutch, is that there's a spring in there, okay? So let me see if I can get this thing off. There's a spring right there, okay? And that spring is an engagement spring for your dead point on your clutch, right? When it engages and you're disengaged. So I have the softer one in there now, and the only time I use the clutch is for like if I'm doing like dirt or ATS or something like that. But that's the only time I really ever use the clutch, and that's about it, right? Or maybe Forza if Forza wants to cooperate, but very rarely do I ever play Forza. So playground games can just figure out their life. Anyway, the clutch pedal, like I said, you have to buy that separately, but when you do, it comes with the spring that's in it, and it comes with the other spring in the box as well, and the mounting hardware. Now, all of this comes with the mounting hardware, okay? So you don't have to worry about, using screws out of your dad's tackle box or whatever to throw this thing together. It's got a bunch of different adjustments as well when you mount these. So as you can see, all the holes there, all the different mounting points, all that. It's got so much adjustment there. There's so much adjustment that you can do to this to set it up to exactly where you want it. And they're great, right? It's awesome how they did that. To hook it up so like it's got all your cables. They're all separately feeded down below into this piece here, which has got all your pieces here, and then it's got a main on the bottom that comes back out and into your base over there. So that's how all that works. And it's got cable management, it's got all your cable routing, so you don't even have to like wrap cables around anything or like run it all weird. It's super clean, it's super tight, it's done beautifully. It really is. And from what I've done as far as the research goes on the first CRP pedals, that was like one of the biggest complaints, that and mounting it from above, okay? Because now it's got these holes all the way around where you can mount them to your rig, okay? And that was one of the biggest complaints with the first generation CRP pedals, and it caused a bunch of problems as far as mounting goes. And so now it's got these little holes that you can stick your Allen wrench or whatever through to mount it to your rig, and that it's it's very well thought out. It even comes with this piece here, and this is all adjustable. This little piece here for your your heel toe, it's to rest your heel on, and you can adjust it. There's 4 different adjustments that you can. This is all the way forward, but you can go all the way back, and it's like almost flush with the pedals here. It's got this. I will say that this is by far the most beautiful set of pedals I've ever seen out there. Now I've looked at them all, okay, and they all look. They're all great in their own way. Okay, they're all great in their own way. But these pedals, I just love the look of these pedals. It's your typical Moza style, but they have that great function as well. And it's got the carbon fiber piece here. I've seen some people complain that it can scratch if you wear shoes, so make sure that you are aware of that and make sure that your shoes are cleaned before scratching this, because I'd cry if I scratched this. So I'd be really, really, really upset. So I've looked at other pedals before, and I believe that the CRP2 pedals are by far the best looking, and for the price, it's one heck of a price for what you get. Okay, disclaimer, I bought everything through SimMotion, and they're not paying for me to tell you guys this. They didn't send me this. I bought all this with my own money out of my own pocket, right? No one gave me no discount, nothing like that. Thank you to SimMotion for getting this out to me immediately. They took no time whatsoever to get this out to me, and I want to thank them deeply for doing what they did. And so make sure you guys go check them out at SimMotion. They are a U.S. distributor out of northern United States. And go and check them out because they have got all of your sim hardware as far as flight and sim racing and sim, all of it. They got all of it there, and they do an excellent job. And I really, really love SimMotion and what they do over there. So thank you to SimMotion for getting me this stuff immediately. No hassles, no problems, like everything's here, and they did a fabulous job. So thank you to SimMotion for what they do, and I really thank them a lot. Back to the pedals. So the whole adjustment thing, you can adjust the plates here. They do, I believe, I know that they swivel, okay? They swivel in and out, or, the bottom swivels. And I'm pretty sure that they go up and down, and they may not, and that's okay. I don't want them any higher. I definitely don't want them any lower as well. I think everything as far as ergonomics and size and dimensions is spot on. Moza did a fantastic job as far as placing everything just right where you want it every time, and it's done really, really, really well. So I thank them for doing this, and they did an awesome job. And the CRP2 pedals look fantastic. So, and it's the same thing with the R12. The R12 is just a beast. It's a madhouse. So I can't wait to see what 12 Newton meters feels like compared to 5.5 Newton meters. And so I'm really, really excited for that. Now, a little key fun fact there, with the KS steering wheel being 300 millimeters, they do say the wider the wheel, it helps with the force feedback, right? There's more play in it, and I'm not saying the flex, but with the force feedback and everything, it dampens it down more. So with that 300 millimeters from the KS steering wheel, how wide it is, it will help with the R12 with this motor here. So I'm really looking forward to messing around with this. I'm really, really excited to mess around with the CRP2 pedals. These things, I can't stop grinning every time I see them, and I hope you guys are interested in these, because these things they're beautiful. They really are. A lot of thought has been put into this. They've been listening to a lot of us, all of us that have been putting out inputs and everything. They have been listening to us, and I'd say that they did pretty well for the price point. Now the price point on these are like around $500 US, and for what you get, it's an amazing job. Okay, now there are definitely your more expensive options out there, but we will see if the price tag matches with what you get. The R12, now this is all on SimMotion's website. The R12 was like $469 or something like that on their website, and I don't think, I think it's going to match every bit of that $469 on there. And so if you guys are interested, make sure you go over to SimMotion and check out these two components and other components that they have on their website. And, they always got deals going on. They always got, and they're good at shipping. They're good at getting stuff out quick. So let's go and set this up. Let's go throw this on the rig. Let's go throw it on the rig and set some lap times in the Mustang on ACC and see what we can do, and talk about the R12 and the CRP2 pedals a little bit more. So I will see you guys at the starting line. Alright guys, so we're back here on the track. I got the wheelbase and the pedals set up, and I had to go do updates and adjust some things and everything like that. I have done a few laps on it so far, and just tweaking everything in order for it to work properly. I would suggest, if you're looking into the CRP2 pedals or the R12, do some research on how to, you know, update everything and get everything slightly adjusted and everything, because, you know, going from the R5 to the R12, everything's gonna be different, right? Everything's gonna be different. So just make sure that you do some research and get some things updated on that. And, you know, there's plenty of, you know, you go on Reddit or, you know, even YouTube and figure out how to get the adjustments slightly down. I would show you that, but I don't even know if this is what I want. So, you know, that's where I'm at right now as far as that goes. So we're gonna hop onto the track. We're gonna see how the pedals feel after the adjustment and test the wheel, the base as well, and see how that feels and go from there. You know, I don't believe that this is right where I want to leave it. I believe I'm gonna be adjusting it for the next few days on and off camera, so there's gonna be some slight adjustments that I'm gonna be doing no matter what. But so, you know, but for the most part right now everything feels pretty alright. So let's hop onto the track and see how this feels, and let's go have some fun. Let's try not to break anything. There we go. First off,
stay clear of the curbs.
I love how the pedals feel. I love how the pedals feel. As far as the gas, it just feels amazing. It feels so immersive, so real, and it feels, I mean, it just feels so great. The brake pedal, so with the adjustments, like what we talked about earlier, I still believe that there's a lot of things I can adjust to get it exactly where I want it. You know, so there's just so many things to do with these pedals, and so, I mean, it's super stiff. So I normally would like my brake pedal a little on the softer end. That's just me. I love how the R12 feels though. Like it just has got so much more to it, you know. So much more to it. There's just so much more, and yes, I have the force feedback all the way up. It's at 100%, and in game as well, it is also set to 100%. So, but it feels so good. Feels so good. Everything, the immersion in it just feels so good with the pedals, the R12, everything just feels fabulous. Yeah, I love the feeling of everything. You can feel so much more than the R5, and it's unbelievable. It really is. It feels really good. Really, really good. I'm starting to get used to the brakes though. The brakes, so for whatever reason, if you see down there at the bottom right there, you see the little bit of a red, and for whatever reason, that it's like it's still engaging. So I gotta figure out how to get rid of that. I don't know why it's doing that. I'm gonna do some research and figure out how to do that. The pedals though, the gas pedal in particular, I love how that feels. The R12 is such a beast, and you know, it's amazing. What I am liking about the R12 is how heat friendly it is, where the R5 was just a little conventional oven. That's all that thing was. It was such a hot little direct drive base. Oh, I cooked that corner. And so, yeah, see, that right there, that's, wow. Okay. That's a whole new animal that I'm trying to control now. No, so the R5 was like a little buddy heater. It was just such a hot little motor, and I love how the R5 is, or the R12 is just, it's super cool. Like, it don't feel very warm. Of course, I got the gloves on, but I put my hand on it while I was messing around with it, and it wasn't hot. It wasn't even close to being warm at all. So, you know, it's pretty amazing how such a bigger unit like the R12 is, and it kind of just minds its own business. But don't be fooled, it's a monster in the hands. Every bump, everything I'm feeling is on a whole new level, where the R5 didn't put you on that level the same way. I love how you can just squeeze the gas pedal and it does just that. It just squeezes the gas pedal. That's so good. Where the CRP2 lights, or the CRP light pedals, whichever ones I had previously, I didn't know what I had previously. I'm so in awe about these. Where the other pedals on the gas pedal is just a clunk, right? It's just all the way to the ground, it makes a clunky noise, everything. Where this is just this soft squish, and it's really nice. It's super nice. I suggest looking into the CRP2 pedals. They're really good so far. Of course, later down the road, I will do another video as far as like how they are, you know, are holding up. But so far, I can't be asking for anything else. This is amazing. It really is. I suggest getting your hands on the R12, getting your hands on to the CRP2 pedals. I recommend all of it, you know, and thank you to Sim Motion for getting me this stuff as soon as they did. They did an awesome job, and I can't thank them enough for that. What a machine, man. What a machine. With the pedals, setting them up on the Moza pit house, there are quite a bit of different adjustments that you can do with the CRP2 pedals on the pit house software. So I suggest going in and diving deep into those and messing around with that, because there's so many cool adjustments that you can do to those. I want to mess with that kind of stuff and see what all I can play around with. Another thing I want to do is fix the dampening. This brake is intense. I can almost stand on the thing, so I need to mess around with that, I believe. The R12, you know, it's quite amazing. The R12 is just out of control almost, but it feels so good. It feels so good. I suggest going and checking out Boosted Media if you haven't already. He's a good YouTuber. I watch his stuff on like setups and all that. I would suggest going and checking his videos out and figuring out how to set up the R12 and the CRP2 pedals, because I believe he has videos for both of those. So I would suggest going and checking those out. It's just a whole new machine in your hands, and it's intimidating. You got so much sweat running, it's scary. I love how the gas pedal comes on though. I love the feeling of that gas pedal. It's truthfully amazing. I love it. It's out of control is what it is. It really is. Truthfully, the setup as far as installing this onto my rig was a piece of cake. It really was. Everything mounted up correctly. You know, it was just, everything just went on so easily. So when you guys won't have to worry about that on any of your rigs. These guys, you know, this base, the pedals, everything, it just feels all correct. Yeah. But alright guys, I'll see you guys back at the table. Alright guys, that's the end of this video. I hope you guys are all enjoying the content. I'm loving making this content. I'm super excited to be messing around with the R12 and CRP2 pedals. I'm so excited to be messing around with this. I can't wait to put this through the paces. I want to take you guys along with me. So stick around for more content. Make sure you hit that like button and leave a comment down below and let me know what you guys think. And make sure you hit that subscribe button. It really helps a lot. And turn that bell on to get notified on more upcoming videos that I have planned for the upcoming future. So until then, I will see you guys next time.